Welcome to Drive Time with Alec. I'm Alec. What up? Yes! It's that kind of a day today. It's kind of a little shimmy day. Get a little shimmy. Oh, today is Tuesday, and I'm going to tell a story. Because that's what I like to do. I like to tell stories about my life. Ever had those moments in your life, the pivotal moments that you look back and you remember very distinctly that something unique and special happened at that time? And it seems non-eventful at the start, and then you look back and you go, wow, that really stamped a part of my life, and I was on one path, and then I kind of diverted. And you look back at the effects of that moment, and it's a big ripple, right? It totally forked a new direction in your life. So I'm going to tell you that story today. One of those, because they happen. You have a lot of them. So, and it's one of those when I was very, very young as a child, and I do not remember my age, although I do remember I was in elementary school. And so I came home from school one day, and I had gotten a C, and I don't remember, have no idea. I mean, first of all, you're like, Alec, you got a C once? I know. Once. Anyway, I got a C, and I come home and I go, I gave my report card to my mom. And my mother looks at me and she's disappointed, and I can tell she's disappointed. So as a child, you disappoint your parents and you're like, oh. So she's disappointed at me, and I'm kind of like sad for that. But then she said something that has become part of my inner voice now for a long, long time. And she said, it's not the C that disappoints me, or whatever she said. It's the fact that you can do better than that. And that little sentence just like burned its way into my memory. And interestingly enough, so we're going to go on a tangent, but you got to stay with me because we're going to go full circle right here. Okay, so just don't get lost. The tangent. Your inner voice is an amazingly powerful tool, and typically it's built up of things that happen when you are very, very young. Yeah, it is. By peers or movies. That's going to be weird now because it's going to be like media influencing it, YouTube. But it's and of course your parents. So it's this inner monologue you have about yourself, about your events, that you are continually self-talking all the time. It's happening all the time. Whether or not you think you are talking to yourself, your inner voice is chatting away back here in your brain, telling you stuff. And so for a while, it's your parents' voice and peers' voice and some other influences. And then eventually it just becomes your voice, and it becomes indistinguishable from your own voice, even though it wasn't put there by yourself. It was put there by someone else around you. Weird, right? And this is one of those things. Here we are in the full circle now. Now, in my entire life, for my inner voice is constantly saying, you can do better than that. Or challenging me on the premise of, did I do everything I could? Was I the best I could at that moment? Yeah. So that was one of those little forks in my life. Pretty interesting. When you look back, and as I became aware of my inner voice, because that was the first step for me, one of the first steps in kind of understanding my own psyche was getting aware. And there's actually something talking to me inside my head, and either encouraging me, ripping me down, telling me I'm good enough, or telling me I'm not good enough. And that, just becoming aware of that was a big step. And then understanding, well, where did that come from? Because I didn't put it there. Huh. And then getting that understanding is pretty cool. So, challenge for you today is, what is your inner voice telling you? Is it telling you stuff that you can do, should be doing, aren't doing? Is it telling you that you're good, that you're worthy, or that you're worthless? And if it's telling you negative things about you being worthless or you're not being capable, chances are you didn't put that voice there. So I would say it's worth finding out who did. And then it's worth, throwing it away if it's not serving you. Have a great day.